All right, so you sent me a bunch of articles or reports about this DeepSeek R1.
Yeah.
It's this new open source AI,
Right?
and it's from China.
Mm-hmm.
And let me tell you, this thing is causing like a major stir in the cybersecurity world.
Yeah, for sure. It's really
It's like
it's like a bombshell. People are like, what does this mean?
exactly.
It could really change the whole AI landscape. Like, this
Right.
is not just like a fun new tech toy. This is
Right.
like disruptive.
So DeepSeek R1,
Yeah.
what is it? And like, why should anybody care?
Yeah.
First of all, it can like go head to head
Yeah.
with some of the big AI models,
Right.
like OpenAI's models,
Mhm.
in terms of
In
performance.
terms of performance, it's right up there. But
Here's the kicker.
Yep.
It's way more affordable.
it's so much cheaper.
Yeah,
I mean, R1 can run on like way less powerful hardware,
right.
which of course means less expensive hardware.
Yeah.
And then the cost to actually use it is significantly lower.
Okay, so like,
Think like $2.19 versus like $60 per million tokens.
wow.
Yeah. So compared to OpenAI, it's
That's a game changer.
a huge game changer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So suddenly powerful AI isn't just for like
Well-
Google and Microsoft.
Exactly. Now it's for startups.
Yeah.
Smaller companies. Research.
I already
too.
see the VCs like
Oh yeah.
drooling.
You're not wrong at all.
Yeah.
There are already build guides online showing people how to set up a system that can run R1
Oh, wow.
for like $6,000.
That's like
It
pocket
is.
change.
Yeah. In the world of high performance computing, that's nothing.
Yeah, but hold on. Before we all go like investing our life savings,
Yeah.
there's a catch.
There's always a catch, right?
Yeah.
So there have been some red flags
Uh-oh.
about security and trust.
Okay.
Encrypt AI did like a deep dive,
Okay.
and their report found some vulnerabilities.
Like what?
It seems like R1 can be tricked into generating code that's not secure, which is obviously a big problem.
Right, because it's like this super powerful engine that could like accidentally
Yeah.
veer off the road
Exactly.
and crash.
Yeah, it's definitely a concern.
Not good.
And it raises some questions about like how we approach AI development,
Mm-hmm.
especially when we're talking about open source models that anyone can just mess with.
Right, and then on top of that,
Yeah,
DeepSeek is based in China.
right.
I don't want to like jump to conclusions.
Yeah,
But that does raise some eyebrows,
sure.
especially when it comes to data privacy.
Of course.
I mean, we're talking about a country with a very different.
Totally different approach
Yeah.
than what we're used to in the US.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
DeepSeek's mobile apps and their web version are super popular.
right.
I mean, all over the world.
Yeah, they're everywhere.
But all that data,
Yeah, where's it going?
it all goes to servers in China.
And China's national intelligence law
Right.
requires companies to cooperate with their intelligence agencies.
Exactly. So people are a little worried about what that means for their data.
Understandably.
Yeah.
I mean, even the U.S. Department of Homeland Security
Yeah.
issued an advisory about data security risks
Mm-hmm.
linked to Chinese companies,
Right.
and the U.S. Navy banned R1
Straight up banned it.
from their systems.
Yeah.
Now, that's got to tell you something.
It definitely highlights the tension between wanting to use cutting edge tech,
Right.
but also making sure we're not putting security at risk.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
It's a tough balancing act for sure.
So what are people doing about this?
Yeah.
Are they just like throwing caution to the wind?
Well, some organizations are being very careful.
Right.
They're like piloting R1 in very controlled environments,
Right.
like isolated servers,
Uh-huh.
totally separate from their main networks,
Right.
from the internet.
Okay, so they're trying to like figure out
Yeah.
how to harness the power
Mm-hmm.
without,
Without exposing themselves to too much risk.
makes sense. But is that really enough
That's a good question.
to address all these concerns?
Yeah, I mean, it's a really complex situation.
Yeah.
Some platforms are trying to offer a middle ground
Okay.
by letting you run R1 in US or European data centers.
Okay.
So that keeps the data away from
Right.
those Chinese regulations.
So like Perplexity and
Perplexity,
Hyperbolic Labs.
Hyperbolic Labs. Yeah, they're doing some interesting things there.
Okay, so there are options,
There are options.
but it's still kind of a minefield.
It is.
Speaking of minefields,
Yeah.
did you hear about that ClickHouse database breach?
Oh, yeah.
Talk about a wake-up call.
That was a big one.
Yeah.
Wiz's research team found this database
Yeah.
wide open.
Oh my God.
No password protection whatsoever.
Really?
It had chat histories, secret keys, back-end details.
Wow.
Basically a hacker's dream come true.
It's like leaving your front door wide open
I know, right?
with a sign that says free stuff.
Yeah, exactly. It just goes to show that sometimes all the excitement about a new technology
Right.
can overshadow
Yeah.
the importance of just basic security. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's a reminder to slow down,
Yeah.
do things right,
Right.
and make sure security is built into the foundation
From day one.
from day one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not just about the AI. It's about
Right. It's about the whole ecosystem,
the whole thing.
the data handling all of
The
it.
whole 9 yards.
All of it.
Yeah. And it's about understanding that the decisions we make about AI today
Yes.
will have ripple effects for years to come.
Absolutely. We need to be thinking long-term,
Yeah.
strategically,
Mhm.
and responsibly.
Okay, so now we got to talk about like the big one,
The big one.
the potential for weaponization
Yeah.
of open source AI.
This is where it gets really interesting.
Yeah.
We'll dive into that more in the next part of our deep dive.
Can't wait.
Stay tuned.
Yeah.
So we were talking about the potential for weaponization of open source AI.
Yeah. This is where things get kind of scary.
Yeah, it's definitely something to think about.
Yeah.
I mean, open source AI is all about being accessible,
Right.
collaborative.
Yeah.
It's about sharing knowledge
Hmm.
and like fostering innovation.
But what if that knowledge
Well,
falls into the wrong hands?
Exactly what happens when
Yeah.
someone with bad intentions gets a hold of this.
Could they use R1 to create like
Yeah.
really sophisticated malware
Oh, absolutely.
or launch attacks
That's a huge concern.
that are super targeted?
Yeah, it's not just like individual bad actors either.
Right?
Gotta think about nation states.
Oh, yeah.
They could use this for all sorts of things.
Like what?
Like imagine a country using R1
I'm not
to make
agreeing.
like super powerful surveillance systems
Oh, wow.
or to spread misinformation,
Okay. This is
like on a massive scale.
up a mirror stuff.
Yeah, it's definitely thought-provoking.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder about the future of
Yeah.
AI and cybersecurity.
So how do we balance the good
Right.
with the bad?
Yeah. How do we balance the potential benefits
Yeah.
with the risks?
Right.
I mean, it's a tough question.
Yeah, so it's not just about like
Right.
building better firewalls.
No, it's bigger than that.
Yeah.
It's about rethinking security entirely.
Okay.
Because traditional safeguards
Yeah.
might not be enough when we're talking about AI
Right.
that can learn and adapt.
And like outsmart us.
Potentially. Yeah.
But what can we do?
Yeah, are we just doomed?
Do we just like give up?
No, not at all.
Okay.
We got to be proactive, not
Pro-
reactive.
Okay. So like what?
We need to invest in research and development of AI systems that are secure from the ground up.
So like bake security into
Yeah.
the DNA of the AI.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We also need strong testing
Okay.
and auditing
Mm-hmm.
to make sure these AI systems are doing what they're supposed to,
Right.
find the vulnerabilities before someone else does.
But wouldn't that like stifle innovation?
Yeah, that's the balancing act.
Yeah.
I mean, open source is all about experimentation and development.
Yeah.
But we can't just throw caution to the wind.
Right. We can't just be like, oh, well.
We need to find a way to move fast,
Right.
but also be responsible.
Okay, so who's going to make sure all this happens?
Yeah, who's in charge here?
Yeah, because the AI world,
It's moving so fast.
it's moving at warp speed.
Yeah. Can regulations even keep up?
Right.
It's a huge challenge.
Yeah.
And it's not just a national issue.
It's a global issue.
It's a global issue because AI doesn't care about borders.
Exactly.
We need international cooperation
Okay.
to set some ground rules
Right.
for how AI is developed and used.
So we got to hold developers accountable.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They need to be responsible for what they create.
Okay, so it's not just about the tech.
It's about the people.
Yeah.
It's about the systems.
It's about the whole ecosystem.
the whole thing, yeah.
Yeah.
We need a culture of responsibility
Hmm.
in the AI community.
Yeah.
We need to be talking about the risks,
Not just the benefits.
not just the shiny new toys. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, what about governments?
Oh, yeah. Governments have a big role to play.
Right, because they're usually slow and bureaucratic.
A little bit, yeah.
But they got to do something.
They have to be involved.
Yeah.
They need to invest in research,
Okay.
fund AI safety initiatives,
Mhm.
and create regulations that encourage innovation,
Right.
but also protect us.
So we need like a whole new playbook
Yeah, we need a new set of rules.
for this AI game.
We need to acknowledge the good and the bad
Mm-hmm.
and put ethics front and center.
And that's happening.
It is.
Like people are talking about this.
The conversations are starting.
Okay.
Governments, industry leaders, researchers.
So it's not all doom and gloom.
No, not at all.
There's hope
There's definitely hope.
for a future where AI is used for good.
AI can solve some of the world's biggest problems,
Yeah.
but we need to be smart about it.
Okay, so I'm still a little nervous about this weaponization thing.
Yeah,
Like, what specific threats
that's a great question.
should we be prepared for?
And it's one we're going to dive into in the final part of our deep dive.
All right, looking forward to it.
Stay tuned.
Welcome back to our deep dive on DeepSeek R1. We talked about a lot.
We have.
The potential, the risks, the global stuff.
It's a lot to think about.
Yeah, it really is.
You had a good question at the end of the last part
Oh, yeah.
about the weaponization thing.
Yeah, like what specific threats?
Right. What does this
Yeah.
actually look like?
Exactly.
What should we actually be worried about?
Yeah, because it's easy to say like, oh, AI could be dangerous.
Yeah, it's a scary headline.
But what does that actually mean?
Yeah, what does it actually mean?
So like, paint me a picture.
Okay, so imagine this.
Okay.
Malware,
Okay.
but it's not just programmed.
Uh.
It can learn.
Oh,
It can adapt
on its own.
by itself.
Yeah.
So it can figure out how to get past your security systems.
Wow.
It can evolve.
So it's like learning as it goes.
Yeah, and it can target specific vulnerabilities.
Oh, gosh.
It can spread like wildfire.
So it's not just our systems being hacked. It's like,
It's like they're being outsmarted,
Yeah.
which is a whole other level of scary.
and it's not just malware.
No.
Like, what about,
Phishing attacks.
yeah,
Those emails or messages that try to trick you.
right.
AI could make those super personalized.
Oh,
Using data from like your online profiles
oh, wow.
to make the message just for you.
Oh, no.
So it would be super convincing.
It's like AI is giving the bad guys a superpower.
Kinda, yeah. It's a little scary.
So what do we do?
Yeah, what do we do?
Do we just like surrender?
No, we can fight back.
Okay. Yeah.
We can do things defensively and offensively. On
Yeah.
the defense, we need AI-powered security tools.
So we're using AI
Yeah.
to protect us from AI.
Exactly. It's like fighting fire with fire. But we also need to change our mindset.
Okay. So what does that mean?
It's not just about building walls anymore.
Yeah.
We got to be more proactive.
Okay. So.
It means constantly updating our systems,
Mm-hmm.
sharing information about threats, working together.
So it's not just a technology problem.
It's a people problem, too.
Yeah.
And this is bigger than cybersecurity.
Right.
We need to be thinking about ethics
Right.
in AI development
Across the board,
in every industry. Yeah.
AI needs to be used responsibly,
Yes,
transparently.
for good.
Okay. That sounds like a big task.
It is a big task.
Where do we even start?
Well, it starts with conversations like this one.
Okay.
It starts with awareness,
Uh-huh.
education,
Hmm.
and a willingness to tackle these tough questions.
So it starts with us.
It starts with everyone.
Individuals,
Yeah.
organizations,
Yes, amen.
everyone working together.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that.
It gives me hope.
Yeah, me too.
It's not all doom and gloom. We have the power to shape the future.
Okay, so big takeaway from this deep dive on DeepSeek R1.
I think the biggest thing is this AI is a powerful tool.
Yeah,
And like any tool.
it can be used for good or for bad.
Exactly. DeepSeek R1 has shown us that.
The future is full of possibilities.
Possibilities, but also challenges.
Yeah,
And it's up to us
all of us.
to face
So
those
it's
challenges
responsibly,
and to shape the future
in a good way.
in a way that benefits everyone.
Well said. I think that's a great place to wrap up.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
It was fun.
And to all of you listening out there, remember,
Our future is in our hands.
stay informed, stay engaged, and stay curious.